What's up, everybody? There's a few more people. There's a few more people coming in from different different trainings. I know the uh I know the NCL training had just gotten done not too long ago. All right. First off, just to make sure, y'all all hear about handling the word no. And by the way, it's super informal. So if if at any point you have a question, like just hop on, you can just unmute yourself, ask the question. That's perfectly fine. Another thing, if if y'all would let me, I was kind of planning on a way we could help each other with this, actually having different scenarios. So, at some point, I'm more than likely going to ask for a volunteer, and it's gonna be more interactive, I guess you'd say, because I mean, let's face it, a lot of times we learn better by examples instead of just trying to take it in. And another thing is, I tend to not do many presentation slides, I guess you'd say. So just if you could go in the chat, let's see, we do have some in the chat. All right, what's up, JP? Now, if you could, let me try and change this real quick. And what I'm going to do, let's see. Yep, y'all can all unmute yourselves. Okay, we got that. Let me make sure in the chat we can make it to where we can all kind of see what everybody's saying. Uh, we were just wrapping up on a we were just wrapping up on another meeting, so that's why it took a couple more minutes than it normally does, which actually worked out pretty good because a lot of times we are coming through different trainings and stuff usually about this time anyway. Hey, Nikki, can you hear me?
Yes.
All right. I am, and I never remember this. I'm trying to make sure we can all see everyone's messages. That would be under more with the chat, and then with everyone. Could you try to type something, and then that way we can see if everybody can see it.
Yeah, it goes to everybody now.
Okay, good. So we're going to go ahead and start. I don't know, this might be short, this might be long. Again, it's all dependent on how interactive we can get and just how deep we get into it. Okay. Oh, hold on. All right. So it's kind of weird, first off, because I'm not doing an NAO. But, anyways, we're going to start off right off the bat with the word no. So, just so we can get this out of our systems, if everybody in here who can hear me, I want you to go ahead and type in the chat no 3 times. I'm doing it right now. Oh, I accidentally sent that straight to Lindsay. I have no idea why, Lindsay, but my bad. Yep. Okay. Terrence has got it. Nikki's got it. Heather's got it. Yeah. Yep. Now, when when we say no, okay, it's usually pretty negative. Correct. Now, does anyone know what the definition of of the word no is? And again, you can if you think you got an idea, you can type it or you can unmute yourself, but I'll give you like 10 seconds. Because believe it or not, I have it ready. Got like 5 seconds. So the definition of no is a negative answer or decision. Now, before we go any further, I just want to let y'all know that y'all all need to dare. Oh, let me try and get it. Dare to sparkle. Okay. We're gonna be like Princess. We're gonna be like Princess Ariel. Okay. We have to dare to sparkle. Now you're probably like, hey Harv, what the heck does dare to sparkle have to do with anything? So when we hear the word no, do we normally think of it as a positive or a negative? I would say most of y'all would either be typing or y'all would tell me negative. Now, what is also what also goes with negativity is negativity usually more on the light side or more on the dark side, on the darker side of things. If there is a spectrum that had negative on one end and positive on the other, that's right. So Faye put on there, I don't know why in the world it keeps just randomly making it. But yes, that's right, Faye. It's on the dark side. Now, positivity, just like in Star Wars, you know, that's more of the light side. Now, when y'all see a phrase that says dare to sparkle, all right, what do sparklers have at the end of it? They have that bright light. Does the light last forever? No. But if we dare to sparkle, we can make things like the word no, which is on the darker side, end up a little lighter by using our sparkle and just adjusting it because darkness is everywhere except where there's light. And I think that's one of the biggest things, especially now, that we need to remember is there's so much darkness that's happening going on right now. There's so many negative things. Just being positive, people will see a difference in it and changing your mindset with things like that. Now, y'all answer in the chat or you can unmute and tell me. When was the last time you said the word no? Because I can tell you when the last time I said no was. That was at about 4 o'clock my time, which was just a little over an hour ago. My son wanted to know if he could have like 6 pickles. And I was like, dude, you've already ate like 4 times today. I'm like, we're going to be eating in an hour. So no. No, you can't. Now, do y'all remember what you said no about? Because there's some people who just say no so much, and it's funny because it actually took me a little while as well. My son being crazy. Facts, Nikki. Facts. That is Quattro through and through. That dude will act like a wild banshee. Now, one of the things that Nikki's got my son being crazy. Mine was my son wanting 6 pickles. Look, first off, it'd be different if it was those little like baby kosher deals or whatever. But Harv always goes after the pickles that are the size of my arm. And he's like, I want to get, can I have one? Can I have one? And let me get two. I'm like, no, dude, no. But I think it's so funny because, I mean, it probably took me 10 minutes to figure it out. We say no so much that it's almost like, yeah, Nakia, she said it, yeah, said it right. I'm a parent, so it's no every day, one thing or another. But it's funny. We say it so much, we often forget. And it's almost not saying that it's a throwaway word, but when you actually start thinking about it, when you're trying to figure out when the last time you said no to something, that's when you're just sitting there like, well, sheesh, like, what was it about? And you legitimately have to think about this stuff. Now, how how do you feel about the word no? And you can put this in the chat, you can say it, whatever. So and I'm doing is I'm trying to gauge where everybody's feeling when it comes to this word. So like, how do you feel about it? And it's Lindsay put it's necessary and it's just as important as yes. Now, does how does the word no make you feel compared to the word yes? That's something else that we should think about is how that word, how it's feeling for us. I know, and I don't know what everybody's history is. Like I know Welena, she's been in customer care before a long time. Correct? I believe that's what she was telling us last time she was on. She's been doing customer service stuff.
That's correct.
Yeah, she's been doing customer service for 10 or 15 years. So there's if she hadn't said no, I'm sure she's been told no 15 million times. And Victoria's got, she said, I say no to my daughter often. And let's see, yeah, Lindsay, she said it doesn't make me feel great, to be honest. And look, I'll be real, it really doesn't, it really doesn't make me feel, it really doesn't make me feel all too good at times. Nakia, a former oh yeah, I'm sure that's the word no was the least of your problems wearing a badge. I could 100% guarantee that. Well, how long were you a officer for? If you don't mind, since I'm putting you on the spot now, my bad. Terrence says all depends on the context which it's being used. That is also a really big one. Now, anybody have just right off the top of your head, do y'all know what the average amount of words an individual says every day? Just throw a random number out and we'll see how close we all get. And 500, 2,500. Terrence coming in with the 2,500. Oh, let me let 1,000. Let me let Ellie in. I think this is Ellie or Eli. All right. So what I'm going to tell y'all is y'all are close. How close? That's how close y'all were. 16,000 words is what the average person says a day. So why should the word no be stronger than any of the other words during your no wonder I'm tired facts? I would suggest, I would think if you had any type of kids or anything like that, it would probably be closer to 20,000 or 25,000 if I was guessing. Tika said, I want to know who counted them. Yeah, me, I want to know who got, first off, who got paid to count that, because somebody's dropping money for them to do these surveys and just go out and listen. Like, you think they did like a closed caption thing where they recorded it and then they went, or could you see them just walking around almost like an umpire does with the balls and strikes? If they went with my niece, they probably wouldn't have a thumb after the first day. So it is good that they didn't follow her. Now, Terrence brought up a pretty good point about it's all in the context of it. So that went to my next thing, which was, does no have to be a negative? For this, I need one person who would be willing to be my first volunteer for tonight. I think Tika was shaking her head yes. I think that's what she was doing. I think she was. I really think she was. Terrence said when my kids were young, it would have been more or less 60,000. Yeah, especially when they say, "You want to know something? Can I tell you something?" Yeah, dog, you can tell me whatever. Like, just spit it out. All right, look, it's not going to be hard. I promise. I promise you it won't be hard. I just need you to answer a couple of questions for me.
Now I know why everyone else's cameras are off.
Okay. Oh no, you probably would have been caught. Look, Terrence got his on. I mean, it's all good. All right, Lindsay said you got this, Tika, because Lindsay was weaving and dodging like she was in the Matrix. That's what
I'm already sweating.
All right, look, the questions are easy. Okay, are you dead?
No.
Do you have a life-threatening illness at this time?
Personally, no.
Okay. Are you homeless?
No.
Do you not have anyone who is there for you, either physically or emotionally?
No, I do have that.
So, what is the common answer that Miss Tika, thank you, ma'am, said? What was the word that she said every time? No, exactly. So, in this case, look, Tika, Lindsay said you did such a good job. She was going to hop on for the next one. She said you did your due diligence. Now she's going to do hers. So was that no that she said in all of those questions, were they considered positives or negatives? Not a trick question. It's all positive. Yeah, exactly. Now, that no felt a little better than if you're asking your parents or whoever, let's say Terrence is talking to me about type some type of vacation, and I just look at him and I say no. The no that Tika's had did something a little different to us than that no that I just did with Terrence, right?
Right.
Yeah, definitely more of a negative type, right? Now, how do we avoid hearing the word no? First off, I use the word avoid, but that was the only thing that I could really think of at that time when I was writing this up. And I wouldn't say avoid. I guess I would really say, how do we learn to hear no a lot less? And does anybody have a possible solution to how you would avoid, or not avoid, but how you would hear that word less? Now, look, I don't want to hear somebody say, don't ask questions. Because first off, we've got to ask questions in order to get an answer. And if we trying to sell something, anything, it don't matter if it's lemonade, we've got to do something. Does anybody have something off the top of their head that they might be able to put in the chat that might help with this? Because the one that I have, and I'm typing it in the chat now. Lindsay, that is a big one, is being more optimistic. But another thing I was thinking is open-ended questions. Now, look, I am a huge advocate for glass half full, not half empty. Because what is it that you always hear? Usually, if you stay negative, negative things happen. Or if you stay negative, you start attracting negative people. You know, you get people talking all the time about they just have a different aura, or, you know, I just have that weird feeling. Yeah, Lindsay's, you are who you hang out with. You know, if you want to stay, if you want to stay where you're at, then just keep hanging with whoever you are. You know,
That's very true.
if you want to go maybe higher, maybe you want to hang around people who are going to push us or push you to a level that you might be uncomfortable with. And that's something that Charles Lee says a whole lot. If Nikki I think Nikki sat in a couple of his meetings and training, haven't you? Because I thought I had seen, yeah. So Charles does different, and just so you know, Charles he's like the top residual income earner in the company. I want to say he is 6 figures in residual income a year. Just the residual side. That's not traveling. Yeah, for real, right, Lindsay? And you know, that's when I first started, and I've always felt that I was a positive person, but when I started, they had a older training of him and his wife. And I've been in sales my whole life. If there's one thing I have probably heard more than me breathing, it is the word no. So I feel like mine is a little different. My feeling to it is a little bit more different than everybody else's. But what we end up doing is I know, especially with me, it was when I was in my early 20s, just hearing that word no kind of almost I was dreading it. And as I got a little older, I just kind of saw, hey, you know, no's just another word. Now look, we talking strictly in the business zone, okay? Because I was making the flyer up, and then I was like, you know, sometimes no does mean no. And I was like, we're not about to try and get all this mixed up. We're doing straight business. This is business is about the only time when somebody can say no and you can still get that positive outcome on it. And letting it affect us, it's the whole cause and effect thing. And just like what my mom would always tell me growing up, I would be real upset and she'd look at me and she'd say, Harv, you need to act like a duck and let it roll off your back. Quack, quack. And it's real hard because we've got two lives. We've got our business life, we've got our personal life, right? And I think the biggest part of it is not letting that word no affect us like it's in our personal life. Because at the end of the day, this is business. And even though we are building relationships, yeah, we're building relationships. But at the same time, I don't see, and I've always thought it's funny because a lot of people would rather have the approval of strangers than approval from people who they're close to. And, a lot of times you'll find yourself bending head over heels or just bending over backwards, trying to reach your elbow with your arm going around your tail. And for what? I mean, a lot of times the people won't appreciate it. And you're trying to show them that, but you do all this work, and a lot of times they'll either try to ghost you or they won't. They just will say no. You put all this work in, and then they're like, oh, okay, no. Or even worse, they try to book it themselves. I had that actually happen to me 2 weeks ago. July 4th was what, 2 weeks ago? Wasn't that something like that? The July 4th, 2 or 3 weeks ago? Yeah. And actually, a friend of mine, wouldn't even really say a friend, I'd say an acquaintance. They're the type of people, they'll ask you something. You'll never hear back. Don't matter if what it's about. Well, they've asked me a couple times about travel stuff, and I've helped them. And July 4th, I figured was my absolute last straw with it because, I take my dad's approach when it comes to things. I'll give you 3 chances a lot of times. And then once that third chance happens, if you jacked up, well, then you jacked up. I'm just not messing with you. And that's kind of what happened with this. And I feel like even though he didn't say no, I kind of had it in the back of my head that, I know what to expect from this guy. Now, maybe if I would have done more open-ended questions to him, maybe it would not have happened. Maybe it was the fact that I already knew that he had came to me 2 times before, and the 2 times before the same thing happened. So maybe it was that whole mindset of what I was just talking about. Usually if you're positive things happen. If you're negative, maybe more negative things tend to happen. But what I'd like to do is we're gonna have an open-ended question, not necessarily a seminar, but Tika, you're off the hook because remember, Lindsay said you did such a good job. She was going to be a volunteer for the next for our next little session. But what I'm asking for is not only for Lindsay's help, but one more person's help. And it can be it can be anyone that can help Miss Lindsay. What's up, Lindsay?
Hey Harvey. Hi
Oh,
guys.
oh wow. So you asking Tika to come back into fire after she was
I don't know.
already in there.
I think she's volunteering right now.
That might be. You know, we might be able to get either Walina or Nikki in on this. Even they're like, oh wait, who said God? Is that you? Who said that? Who said my name? Let's see. If nobody comes on, and Tika's not going to do it, I suppose I might be able to be the second person. JP, you want to get in on this? Is Terrence? Are you trying to get in on this?
I'll get in on it.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So this is what I need. I need one of y'all to be a client, and I need one of y'all to be the advisor. So y'all decide who's going to be who.
I guess
I'll
I'll be
be
a
a
client.
client.
Oh, we got two clients now. So that means Tika, you're gonna have to talk to both of them. Tika said no.
Okay, I'll be the advisor then.
Okay. All right. So you're gonna be the advisor? All right. So Lindsay's gonna be the advisor. Okay. Terrence is gonna be the client. So we need this is almost gonna be a little improv.
Yeah.
Let's set a scene here. Tika, type in the chat where Terrence is going to try and go. Oh, but Belize, you said that way too fast. That must be something you've been trying to work on. Either that or somebody's asked you about that. Has somebody asked you about Belize, or is that somewhere you trying to go, Tika? Oh yeah, she said somebody's asked her. All right.
Oh, congrats.
What? When you going on your honeymoon? Hold on, time out. Wait, what? Oh, she's working on a Belize.
Not mine.
Oh,
Not mine. I went on a cruise. We went to the Bahamas for mine. This is for my nephew. They're going to Belize.
Oh, okay.
Congrats to him.
All right. So this is what we're going to try and do. Lindsay,
Yes.
we've got the setup right here. Okay.
Okay.
Terrence has sent you a message. Hey,
Okay.
Lindsay, heard you a travel advisor. I'm
Yes.
looking at trying to go to Belize for my honeymoon. Can we chat? At which point you said yes. So what I would like for you to try and do is talk to Terrence, and instead of saying yes and no questions, use open-ended questions.
Okay.
All right. So we're going to start in 5 seconds. Terrence, bring your A game. I want you to make Lindsay sweat, okay? Because Lindsay sounded way too confident over there.
Oh God.
All right. So when you're ready, Lindsay, I want
Okay.
you to go ahead and start the conversation with Terrence about his honeymoon in Belize.
Terrence, thank you so much for reaching out to me. I'm looking forward to working with you.
Thank you.
What kind of excursions and tours were you thinking of? Did you want to do zip lining, shark diving in the tank with the sharks. There's tons of options. What were you thinking of?
Something a little bit different. I'm not too big on swimming with sharks.
Do you like riding motorcycles, or does that sound like something fun for you, maybe?
How about something more in the uh just walking around, hiking?
Oh, great. Walking around, I can give you some great hiking trails. I just got certification in Belize. Do you guys do you and your sweetheart like to drink? Do you think maybe you would be interested in some of the bars that they have? I know some great locations.
Sure. We both like drinking wine.
Oh, perfect. I have a friend that's a sommelier. I could reach out to him and he could give me some recommendations for wine. I think that we could make a really great trip for you and your sweetheart. Are you excited for your honeymoon?
Yes, I am so far.
He said, yes, I am
Tell
so
me,
far.
what what kind of romantic spots do they have?
There's a couple of really nice coves that they have. A couple of nice coves that they have. I just have to take a look really quick.
Now, this, honestly, yeah, Tika said it right. Yeah, with those big words. First off, really stinking good, Lindsay. Now,
Thank
I just want to ask you, is the reason why you asked about if he was excited on the honeymoon was because you weren't necessarily, you didn't have a direct train of thought, but it was more as like a filler?
kind of, yeah, a filler so
Okay,
that I could like think of something
per-
else because
perfectly fine. Perfectly fine. But you notice out of all of that, that might have been what? A 2 minute, maybe like a 2 minute actual voice conversation. So out of that, could you give us some highlights of what Terrence said? This is the next question.
some highlights. Okay, so Terrence basically said that like he's not really into like the Shark Tank thing. So
Mm-hmm.
that kind of narrowed down. He's more into like hikes, strolls, maybe we're just relaxing on the beach. More
Mm-hmm.
low not such
Low
high
impact,
thrill.
low key kind of stuff.
Right.
Yeah, not like not really intense, which is totally understandable because it's, you know, his honeymoon, it's a vacation. So you either go one way or the other.
Yep.
And that kind of narrows down the excursions and the tours that he might be wanting to do.
Mhm.
He also informed me that he likes alcohol, which is great. So I could reach out to my friend and
Yep.
get back to him on
No,
the
don't say
recommend
your friend. Who's your friend? What's your friend? Say it.
me.
Yeah, say it. What kind of friend is your friend? What are they?
Uh
The Somali.
Somalia.
Yeah, yeah. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you, Harvey. Thank you, Tika.
Yeah. Look, that's perfectly fine. And see, that's the thing. When you said that, even I was over here, I was like, oh, I was like, okay, let me find out Lindsay over here getting all sassy and sophisticated. Like, look, and oh yeah, Tika said it right. You were, and that's, dude, that's great.
you.
Like that's the thing, and she was so confident on that. And for real, I mean, that's half the battle anyway. But you did all of this first off on an absolute whim. You had no idea that you were going to be coming in here and was going to have to just not necessarily cold call, but I mean pretty much cold sell on a hypothetical situation for Tika's nephew. And now Tika gonna come back and be like, "Hey, I know a sommelier over here." She gonna be like, "Yeah, I can hook you up." So
Yeah,
just
okay, Chica, you can dance around right now.
now, now, Terrence, question: at any time, like how were you feeling during that whole exchange and that interaction with
I have to
Lindsay?
say, uh, I was, phew,
I mean, like, did she make you feel pretty comfortable, like when y'all were talking?
I was comfortable and
Thank you, Terrence. You're awesome. Sorry.
a little
Well,
scared at the same time. I'll say it like that.
now,
Okay, that
now, what were you scared most about, Terrence? Because you think I'm about to flip
Cut.
the script and you about to do it now. Is that what you're thinking? Yeah, look, yeah, that's exactly what you're thinking.
Well, I was thinking more or less now how if my honeymoon and my now wife, what would she want to do?
Uh-huh.
That would be something I would have wanted to communicate with her first. But
Uh-huh.
if it was something that I know that she wanted to do, yeah, that
Yeah.
would have been the case.
Yeah.
Cause like I say, neither one of us are really people that like hard alcohol and stuff like that there.
Yeah.
So it's been more of a wine thing or a late night dinner or something like that.
Yeah. Now,
Mhm.
here's a question. Has anybody in here done Mike Archer's sales training yet?
I've done part of it.
Lindsay, have you started it? Has anybody started it in here? Tika said
Sales training?
no.
No.
Yeah.
Okay. Just so out of everybody here right now, could you go ahead and put in the chat how long you've been with us? Time frame wise, like 3 months, a month, 2 weeks, 2 years. Okay, Lindsay's down 3. Oh, the Nakia boy, Nakia still has that new baby smell on 24 hours. She still got
Welcome.
that new baby smell.
Welcome, Nakia.
All right, so yeah, so it seems like that's right, that brand new car smell. All right, so for the most part, Terrence, when was your 2 years? Happy happy anniversary, by the way. It's what they like to say whenever you come up on those milestones. So most everybody here, oh yeah, so yeah, just right. So yeah, Victoria, me and you's pretty close. So what I'm seeing is most everybody in here has at least gotten their feet pretty wet in the waters of the travel industry so far. Aside from that new car smell, it the Kia coming in here fresh, a day old, which welcome, by the way. You know, this this type of talk really needs to be done more often than none. And the one thing I really liked about Mike Archer's sales training, and look, you don't have to watch it live. Matter of fact, what I will do is I will show Justin. Now, I'm sure a lot of y'all are already on this, so y'all don't mind. But just in case, we gonna share this bad boy. All right. So this right here, the Evolution Travel Cafe. Okay. If you go to the Evolution Travel Cafe, you can actually see some of these that Mike does because he does them every week for 8 weeks, and then he normally takes a little break. Then he comes back and he'll do it again. So you could actually go down to these videos and you could scroll through the videos to watch the sales trainings, or, and again, that's the Evolution Travel Cafe. Or if you're trying to look at it on YouTube, I believe it's youtube.com /Archer Travel, I believe is how it is in there. Oh, no, here, hold on. We'll Google that bad boy. Archer Travel Service. Let's see. Here it is. All right. The Evolution Travel Archer Media Center. All right. So if you follow them on YouTube, then you can actually see all of Mike's trainings as well, and you can watch them on here. And once you're done with that, you can send Mike an email, and he'll actually send you over kind of like an exam, I guess you would say, going over the stuff he talks about. And that's my shameless plug for it, because I mean, honestly, if you haven't done it, I really, really encourage you to do it, because it will help you in a lot of aspects. One of the best things I like about it, especially if you hadn't necessarily been in a sales role for a whole lot, is the conversational circle. And essentially the way that conversational circle works, how Mike was explaining it, is pretty much just how Lindsay and Terrence gave a great example of the conversational circle. Lindsay asked Terrence a question. Terrence made a statement to that question. Then Lindsay ends up taking that statement, making her own, and then asking another question to go along with it. Now, not only did she do that, but doing the open-ended questions avoided the word no, which a lot of times, if people hear no, that's almost like just cutting it off. It's done. We're nothing else. But by not letting those words come out, or letting that word come out, you're slowly and steadily building that relationship with somebody. You know, complete strangers. You know, it's just like if any of y'all have, went on a first date or something, usually the best things when you were talking about during that date was always the open-ended stuff, because, hey, do you like pizza? Yes. All right, well, where do we go from there? You know what I mean? So it would be a lot better if I was like, hey, Nikki, what type of pizza do you like? Then Nikki'd be like, oh, Harv, it's Hawaiian, 100%, because everybody loves pineapple on their pizza. And then that's when I'd be like, you're doggone right. And so, it goes from there. So we're building that relationship with it. And, Mike also says that we're not selling travel, we're selling ourselves. And as long as we are our genuine self, I really feel like it will, yep, pineapples rock. Exactly. That was my exact words right there. Nakia said, don't underestimate. I've been on several trips. Several trips where? Now you've got me wondering. Now I'm going down a rabbit hole. Where you been? Nakia? One thing I did find interesting with at least where my buddy works at. All right, let's hear it, Nakia.
Okay. So, my husband and I, both former law enforcement. So of course, when COVID hit, everything is shut down,
Uh-huh.
but we're still working.
Uh-huh.
So when the cruises started to open up, which was Carnival first,
Uh-huh.
and they have capacity. So I made BFF with they call it fun traveler or fun
Yeah.
planner or whatever
Yeah.
they call them.
Yep.
So whenever I go on a trip, I go straight to her. We talk about our kids. It's so personal, it's so comfortable. And because we have that relationship, she always finds me the best deal and always finds a way to give me an upgrade.
Yeah.
Now, as far as traveling, we've been to the Bahamas, we've been to the DR, we've been almost everywhere. We were actually supposed to go to Belize, but we had to cancel that one. Panama, you name it. We've been on every trip. My husband likes to gamble.
Oh,
So
if he's a gambler, then he's gonna
yeah,
get
we get them good
Yep.
cruises.
Yep.
We
Yep,
get those good
exactly.
stuff. Even during COVID, we got a balcony for $25 per person.
Wow.
So yeah,
Wow.
he likes to go to the casino, so we get the good deals like free rooms, onboard credit. He gets the fun play, all kinds of stuff. So.
Now, since I have Nakia talking, we're gonna do one more, and this time I'm gonna be the client. Nakia is gonna be the advisor. We just need a setting. So, what setting? What somebody give us a set. We've already had a honeymoon in Belize. Look, Tika's going to give us another one that somebody's asked her about. Which one asked you about that world cruise, Tika? Oh, she ain't saying nothing else. She's saying I plead the fifth. Okay. All right, a world cruise. Okay. Now, yeah, that would make sense. Which again, if you finish that, remember you could probably go on those things. They probably have like one of those world cruises. Well, it wouldn't be a world cruise, it'd be like a 30-day cruise. But remember, it'd only be ports and taxes for that instead of paying for the whole thing. Okay. So Nakia, we are doing a world cruise. Now, I'm not gonna take it easy on you because you used to wear that badge, okay? All right, I'm not taking it easy. I'm taking no prisoners on this one. All right, so when you're ready, I'm ready.
I'm ready.
Okay. All right, so ring, 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 ring. You gonna answer the phone, Nakia?
Hello, this is Nakia. How can I
Hey,
help you today?
hey, Nakia. My name's Harvey, and I was interested in doing a world cruise, and I didn't know if you might be able to help me.
Oh wow, World Cruise. Whoa, what's the special occasion?
Just really feel like going.
Okay, are you bringing somebody with you, or are you just going by yourself?
I will be taking my wife.
Wow, that's nice. How long have you guys been married?
We have been married for 10 and together 15.
Okay, so during this World Cruise, honeymoon, anything coming up special?
No.
No? Okay. What kind of things do you guys like to do?
Ah, I don't know. She likes to lay out, and I pretty much just say okay, you know.
Okay, so are we looking at some tropical places?
Well, it's a world cruise, so I would hope there would be some type of tropical in it.
Okay. So, have you done a cruise before? Have you ever done a world cruise before?
Haven't done a world cruise. I have cruised before, though. Me and my wife have done roughly 10.
Okay. And what was your favorite place out of those 10 places?
Well, we went to the Caribbean, but that's why we're wanting to do the world cruise is, we want something a little more different. Getting tired of the kids. We just want to, get away from them for a little bit. The miscreants, they're just all over the place. I want my mom and dad to have to deal with them for a little bit.
I understand. Okay. So, um, tell me a little bit more of what you are looking for as far as what places you would like to see, and we can see what we can put together.
I want something exotic.
Give me a little bit more exotic. What kind of exotic are you looking for?
Maybe Mediterranean, uh, old old buildings like what's over there in Europe. The Caribbean's pretty cool with some of their old stuff, but we've never been over across the pond, as they say. Uh, we'd be looking for something like that, or maybe something I love food, so somewhere that we could get really good food, a really good experience with the food.
Awesome. So if we get this cruise together, are you guys looking at some excursions? Would you be interested in excursions where you can taste the native food? You can go sightseeing.
Yes.
Okay. Is there anything you don't want to do? Everybody has something they say I don't want to do.
No, I don't think so.
Okay. All right. What about the missus?
What about her?
Is there anything she doesn't like to do?
Oh, ah,
Oh, we
no,
forgot about her already.
no, I don't.
Oh,
I'm sorry. No,
oh,
I don't think so.
we're not on a good start.
But
Please don't forget about the missus.
honey, I'm trying to talk to the lady right now. Okay, I'm trying to talk to her. I'm not leaving you out. Okay. Okay. Sorry. Now, what were you saying, Nakia? I'm sorry.
Okay. Is there anything that she does not like to do? Does she not like to walk long distance? Does she like flowers, scenery?
She can't. Babe, you mind walking long distances? Huh? No. No, she doesn't mind. No, I don't think she does. We'll say no. We'll say she doesn't.
Okay. Well, then that's good. So let's go ahead and plan your trip.
Now, I think you only had maybe three, maybe three questions that were technically like a yes and no. Now, what do you think? How do you think you would have, I guess, responded if the questions? Because I tried it a couple times. I just took like when I said yes. First off, I'm glad that you had said after I just said that yes, and you were like, well, can you get a little more out of that? Because I feel like a lot of times, and it's not nobody's fault. It's just I really feel that's how we don't realize it's how we're wired almost is don't be afraid to ask the question. Just because I gave a yes or no answer if that doesn't give you all the information, then, make sure you're doing like Nakia and say, well, could I get more information about that? Because by me saying yes or no, that's one of those definitive words where it technically could stop that conversational circle. But being that she heard me say that and then brought another question around, it opened it back up. So you almost want that conversational circle to be essentially like a revolving door. And the whole time, I mean, Nakia got to hear me, not only forget about my wife and going on this travel, but then she made the little joke about that, and then she heard me yelling, trying to see what she wanted. She hung in there the whole time, and even that whole time, you're still steadily building that relationship with it. So, Lindsay said, "Great job, Nakia." So, and the whole purpose.
Well, thank you. I'm
the,
sorry.
the,
I've
the,
never done a world cruise, so I was a little
no,
thrown off on that
well,
one.
no, that's
But thank you.
fine. And this is the thing: we're not going to know everything right off the bat. But what we need to try and do is to make sure if we don't know the answer, our biggest help is going to be, I can let you know. Meaning, give me 24 hours and I can let you know. CJP. So that's something else that we need to remember is, I know a lot of times they say fake it until you make it. And, at some point that is true, to an extent. But when it comes to somebody is going to appreciate you more by being honest with them and saying, hey, that information I don't have on me right now, but I can get you that information in 24 hours. Because I can tell you there's a lot of people out there who say what needs to be said in order to get somebody in, and then they don't care. So making that connection is really going to help. Now, if another thing that we can do to help with this is actually mirroring what they're saying. And what I mean by that, and I'm sure a lot of y'all know the whole mirror description is, if I'm looking at myself in a mirror, if I do this, what's happening? My reflection is doing the same thing. Well, there's times, just like in Terrence and Lindsay's case, and even in mine and Nakia's, where if you take a little bit of the information that I had said and put that into your next sentence to then ask your other question, that's going to show that you're paying attention and that you are understanding what I'm asking, and whether what you say next is a positive thing or a negative thing, you're showing them that you do hear what they're saying. One thing we want to make sure of too is not to say the word but a whole lot. And the reason being is because but is one of those words where apparently in your mind, when somebody hears but, it negates everything that's said beforehand. And then whatever's taken after is what they remember. So it's almost like how when you were hanging out with your parents and you did something, and perfect example. Hey son, you didn't wash the car. Well, I was going to wash the car, but now a lot of times when you say but, for some reason, everything you said beforehand, they just forget. And I've been guilty of this. I'd say, matter of fact, I did it today. My dad, I was taking my dad to the doctor, and I was going to use the windshield wipers. Windshield wipers always have water that comes out. Well, as I'm about to use it, he says, whoa, whoa, whoa. I'm like, what? He said, you just using the windshield wipers. I said, no, Dad, I'm not using the windshield wipers. Usually water comes out. And then I said, but you said, but when I started to press, you started yelling. And then that's when he looked at me and said, oh, so I was yelling. So you see what I'm saying? It's like everything I said before that, he didn't, it just didn't even register. All he heard was, but I was going to do this. It's your fault that this didn't happen. Yeah, Terrence says, get as much detail about what they want, even if you hadn't been on them, and let them know that you can get them an itinerary that they may like. Exactly. And look, we always want to just make sure, maybe give them 2 options at the most, okay, at the absolute most. Now, another thing that might help is, let's say if Nakia had asked me, like for instance, if she said, do you like, let's say if she said, hey, Harv, what would you think about Mexico? And I said, nah, I don't want Mexico. A good point that you can go when somebody says no is they gave that definitive answer, meaning yes or no. But then you could say, well, since you don't like Mexico, how would you feel about somewhere like Jamaica or Punta Cana, like say maybe Dominican Republic? And if you give them another option and just kind of leave it open-ended, where you could say, how would you feel about a place like that? Also kind of opening back up that conversational circle, which in turn will help kind of build that relationship more. And I just really want to encourage y'all that even though you may not get somebody doing a sale right now, building that relationship is going to get them to come sooner or later. And I want to give y'all this example is I've been trying to help a couple at my gym for probably the last 3 or 4 months. And she had actually got up with me talking about they wanted to try and do something in December or in November. And I said, okay, well, what would you like to do? They told me, well, I tried to get up with her and she didn't ever get back up with me, but I see her husband pretty often at the gym, so I would casually be talking to him. And last week, I got a random message from a lady saying that she was looking for her daughter to have her honeymoon in December. And come to find out, that woman was given my information from that lady and her husband at the gym. Now, I've been steadily trying to help them for the last 3 months, and nothing has really came out of it. But being that I have been still building that relationship, she said, the lady told me that you were the person to go to for something like this. So even though I didn't get anything from her yet, I was able to get that $5,000 booking from her friend. And so again, it's the whole the building relationships, the positivity, and just being consistent with it. You know, every time Mark Cuban said that every time he hears the word no, it's one no closer to a yes. And so that's the mentality that we need to have. You're not going to be able to please everybody, but at the same time, just because they said no doesn't mean, especially in this business, doesn't mean no forever. Yeah, exactly, Lindsay. So yeah, Nikki Lee's husband said during one of the marketing Zoom recordings, don't let the no's stop you from your success. And this is the thing. You can, in the travel industry, we can use the word no almost like in Hawaii, they use aloha. They say aloha means what? Hello and goodbye. Well, no in the travel industry can be almost the exact same thing. Even though I'm saying no now, that doesn't mean that later it's going to be a hello. Can you help me with this? So if we're wanting to make sure that we hear no's less and less and at least be more consistent, these are some of the steps that we have to take to it. And the biggest mindset, y'all, the biggest is mindset, 100%. If we don't have confidence in ourselves, you're not going to have if you're not projecting the confidence, then they're not going to feel the confidence either. Jennifer says, I got a no the other day, but the person said they would definitely be coming back to me in the future. Now, Jennifer, what kind of trip was it? If you don't mind me asking.
So it was a flight for his daughter and his grandkids, but his daughter was having to pay for it. And I was trying to get them not like a super cheap deal, but the best deal I could, but it was still too expensive for his daughter to pay for it. So he's like, if I ever need anything though, he's like, I'll definitely come back to you. But it was just a thing of his daughter financially couldn't afford the deal that I had found for her. So
well, and again, you know, you're building that relationship. And you know, just like we said, you know, just because somebody said no now doesn't mean it's going to be a no forever. The door, especially in the travel industry, the only way I know to describe it is that no is like a door. But the thing with the travel industry is that door is never completely shut. If you look at it, that door, it doesn't matter if it's here, 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 that door is always cracked. It's never shut. Because the thing is, everybody's trying to travel somewhere sometime. We're not selling batteries, or we're not selling some super specific element that can only go to these certain types of businesses. You're selling something that 8 billion people can do. And that's the best part of it, is because the no is never, it never shuts that door completely. And that's something else that you just need to remember. As long as we can remember it and not take it personal, that's going to be our biggest, I guess you'd say, steps for success. It is at the end of the day just a business. You know, it is America. You know, you make your mind and do what you want. But as long as we're building those relationships and we are striving in the right direction, that is what's going to help us become successful. And what I want everybody to do before we cut off on this is, for the next, I really want to encourage y'all for the next 2 weeks. All right. For the next 2 weeks, when you wake up, I just want you to wake up and I want you to say no 5 times. Why do I want you to say no 5 times? Tika's looking at me like, son, you're tweaking. Don't even tell me that. The reason why I want you to wake up and say no is because if you wake up and you're saying no right then, you're desensitizing yourself to that word. So when you hear that word during the day or later on, it's not going to affect you as much as holding it in. It's just like people saying talking it into existence. This is the same way as with people who are scared of roller coasters. How do you get over that fear? You do it. You keep doing it. Your body becomes desensitized by all of the jerking and all of the fast movements. It's the same way with this. If you wake up every morning for like the next 2 weeks, and Nakia said the 2 boys will ask for something before I can take my first breath. Exactly. So just wake up, say no 5 times. Don't matter how you do it. Don't matter if it's a cartoon voice. Don't matter if you're looking at yourself in the mirror and saying no, 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 no. Don't matter if you call yourself on the phone with your significant's other phone just so you can hear yourself saying no in surround sound. Just do that and get back to me and just let me know. I'm going to say to my husband's face, Jennifer, stop it. Stop it. Mama, there goes that man. Don't do that. She's gonna stay, she's gonna lay over him while he's asleep. She's gonna say, he's just gonna kind of jerk and he'll be, oh hey babe, how you doing? Hey, glad everything's good.
He won't leave. He's too afraid.
Oh, okay. I'm not even touching that with a 10-foot pole. I am not opening that conversational circle. No, ma'am. But y'all do that for the next 2 weeks, and y'all just let me know how your mood has changed when somebody tells you no. Because again, when we're desensitizing ourselves to it, we're not going to take it as personal. When we don't take it as personal, we're going to be able to do better business because it's taking our emotions out of it. Because we do want to be passionate about things. We want to be passionate about the right things. And I really feel like the word no just brings so much dread on people. And just remember what Ariel said, dare to sparkle. Okay. Tika looking at me like, I don't even know why you bringing that cup up again. This is like the 9th time. So y'all just remember that. I appreciate y'all being here. I appreciate y'all taking y'all's time. I think we've been right at the hour and 15-minute mark, and I really appreciate y'all sticking. If I got like 5 minutes, if like, does anybody have any types of like questions or maybe some scenarios that y'all have been in that maybe you were wondering about stuff? Thanks, Nikki. Pew 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 pew. Good seeing you. Pew pew.
Thanks, Harvey.
You're welcome. Oh, y'all are welcome. And again, like, if y'all got
Thank
any
you, Harvey.
questions, what's up?
Thank you, Harvey.
Oh, you're welcome, Lindsay. Thank you for being a part of it after you threw Tika under the bus on the first one. Glad you were able to hop in.
She did great.
She did. You did very well too. You did very well. So, all right. Well, look, I'll take it as nobody's got any questions. Look, feel free. Y'all can add me on Facebook if y'all want. I am putting my name right here. Harvey Wall III. Look, add me. I'll be happy to talk to you if y'all got any questions. And, I just want all of y'all to be successful, and I don't want y'all to take everything personal, especially when you don't have to, because there's a lot of cruel people in the world. And I feel like if all of us could just be, that sparkle in everybody's day, I really feel like just being that light will actually attract more people, more clients, more of the right people too coming our way. Lindsay even pulled out the mahalo. So she's pulling all the fancy words out today. Yee. All right. Y'all have a good night. Appreciate it. See y'all. Terrence, thanks for helping as well. And Nakia, thank you for being in it as well, ma'am.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. See y'all.
No problem. You take care.
Yes, sir.